Okay, hello everybody. Good morning. Hope you're all doing good. Been long since I've been live. I have a temporary desk setup here. Hope everything working fine, but it seems everything's working fine. I am live, connection is good. Cheater music is on. Mic is working. And who is here? Caneric is here. Hello. Good morning, Pick. Hi everybody. So, yeah, there is a thing that have happened since my last stream on Tuesday. We had a pretty strong rejection, right? So yeah, we'll see what we have, but that doesn't look great to me. I mean, great. Doesn't look great for bulls, for opium. We have been aware that this whole we clear the block, right? Is resistance, and overall, yeah, market remain bearish until and unless we reclaim this 19,000 area, right? Which we didn't, and we reject from where exactly? Well, the trend line on log that we had on Monday update, and from the 50% retrace of the last move down here, and I guess also trend line that we have here, more or less, yeah, slightly front trend here, but you know, that kind of trend line like this as support when breached, well, where this is a good read, I can say that this has all the characteristic of a good LPSY, as we call it on a Wyckoff view here. It's a retest of the broken range, right? And a pretty low retest. That is enough of a retest now. So potentially this can remain at the high for quite some time now. Especially knowing, yeah, what happened there. Let me read this music maybe a bit here. Hello, Ada. So yeah, on the weekly view, that doesn't look quite great so far. Should we break down, things remain unchanged. We have monthly level that is not so far away from the low, but still significantly, right? We have a low at 15,500, 400. And so this is 13,900. So, and ultimately, should we see a bigger capitulation, the level to be aware is 9K. That's where I will be willing to let limit order here. Spot order, of course, not going to too long capitulation like this, but yes, I will be comfortable to buy spot or close some of the higher shorts. So just buy, should we see capitulation here, starting at 9K, but it can go lower, of course. So I will likely set up some limit buys into that range. Now I'm saying this, I'm not expecting this to happen like right now, not even necessarily next week, but just to be aware that we had a corrective move up, what appeared to be corrective move up from our low. We stayed here for more than a month, and that high look pretty solid now. So until and unless it get reclaim, a bias is to the downside now. Gonna take a look at the count that we have through. Checking everything still working fine. Yes, I've seen people live. And 6 likes, thank you guys and girls. So, lower time frame here on the forward chart. You know what the drill. Well, for me, the claim that we had here was pretty bullish, as we went from oversold, not even reach over, from overbought, not even reach oversold, and reclaim resistance here, claim the 200 moving average. Now that said, well, we spent some time into overbought, so that was clearly still a sign of caution, and we have been aware of this forward block that I had my eyes on since it has been made, right? It was from trend here, but yeah, with that high that was put in, that was clearly all highs here. I had obviously a lot more bullish counts. We'll review in a minute, but this has always been yeah, a resistance to watch, and clearly play pretty rightly so far. Good volume at the top here, so yeah, this seems solid. And as we jump so much here, start to feel likely that we completed some kind of structure here. So here I have a 5 structure. I don't know for sure if that's the right count, future will tell. If this is the right count, that means that we could still go higher though. So I'm going in contrary to what I said just earlier on the weekly chart, but there is also a more corrective count possible. But yeah, 1, 2, little wave 3, wave 4 with the WXY here, and the 5th, reaching target perfectly here on the 5th, the 1-1 extension, that's what we look for. If that's right, if that's the right count, if we do have indeed 5 waves up here, well, that means that we could stay in corrective mode here for quite some time. This move lasts, how long it lasts here? 22 days. So, you know, we could stay in a corrective move for more or less 22 days again. It can be shorter, it can be longer. Usually we look, oops, sorry, for wave 2 or wave B, because if we go higher after this, what will be the buy as well? That will be either wave A or wave 1. This move here completed. That means we are working on wave B or wave 2. And we can expect this correction to last until the 0.61A to 1-1 extension. It can be longer, it can be shorter, but you know, buyers will be to look for that. So not feeling any rush to go into long again. As planned, I had, yeah, take profit on the long, obviously above the high here on an SFP. That's obvious. I had a bit of short that I increase as we get acceptance back below June low, because that make a good deviation now. So it was not really leverage short here, but just going back into edge mode at that point. So of course now my plan, what I would like to do is being able to position on more short here. That's gonna be a bit complex here now, because of course we are way far from invalidation at the moment as we speak. There is like it's nearly 9%, and for all we know, this remains the invalidation. So we can have, for example, bearish or bullish count, but we can have a move as high as here and go back down. That doesn't invalidate the structure. Obviously, June low seems to be quite significant here, but it's depends where's the liquidity. So I cannot know for sure here. We have a naked POC, maybe that could be interesting. You know, maybe a bit of the going back here if that bring enough liquidity to squeeze some late short or fill bigger short up here. That's where I will be more comfortable to short. At least I have a closer to invalidation at that point. I will try to see what count I have on the lower time frame, but it's not easy. Before I'm doing that, let's take a look and to know the count. So yeah, we can have a corrective structure completed as well. The difference that this makes is, well, simple. That means that this can remain the high and we go for a breakdown and for the low here at that point. It is possible to have a complete corrective structure here. In fact, there is two. But yeah, this one. A, B, C, W, W, X, Y here for an X, and another A, B, C at the point. That's pretty fine. Retyped almost 90%. Slightly from trend. That's a level enough. So yeah, that's possible. Oh, and the third count that I could see here. Oh, sorry. Before I go for the third count. Should this be a WXY? You know, it can be just the first wave of a correction as well. We can spend much time here and still go for another ABC or WXY, going for higher high and reject higher at that point. So this could be just, well, this WXY could be just wave W. Or if it is a 5, yeah, it can be an ABC. And the third count, in fact, that will be still the 5 waves here. I didn't check, in fact, the flip target here. Yeah, okay, that worked pretty nicely as well. You know, I didn't highlight this count for some time, but because the focus was on finishing 5 waves here anyway. Whatever it is, and to look for the resistance at the forward block here. But you know, could be a wave A, B, and a C. So even with 5 waves, this could be a complete corrective structure as well. An expanded flat. Wave C is a bit extended, a bit stretched here compared to the A, B. But yeah, that's also valid. And we reach 1-1 extension. We have just a week above it on the forward here. So also very valid. Maybe let me check the fib time for completeness. So if I take A, B, yeah, we are beyond the 161.8 between 1 and 2. So it's a bit stretched as a wave C, but still also valid. At the end of the day, that doesn't change much for you. At the moment, we'll see. That will be more important as we go down. If we do continue down, how do we take this part in part of the large account, right? We'll have to make a choice at some point, but yeah. Yeah, for now that doesn't try to match too much in my opinion, because the next step, should we go down, will be to count 5 waves from that top here. We need to see at some point some corrective move suggesting 1, 2 probably, and at that point we can we can count, and then depending how low we go, we'll come back here to see how do we make sense still of all of that in the larger count, which still remain unclear. Yeah, I will come back on intermediary time frame. In the meantime, maybe I go in the lower time frame. Hitter, hello, Raven. Hi. Good to see you. Do you think it's possible to get retrace up to take a short? Well, I hope so. But obviously, that's a bit the difficult task in a swing perspective, and trying to have tight and validation to use leverage, to be able to use leverage, is that after a significant reversal point, the retrace can be shallow and count complex, and of course it's possible to go that high. It's even possible to challenge the high, even if unlikely, and come really close to it. It's also possible that we will never go above June low again. In fact, well, for now I don't have clarity, but whenever we do a short-term reversal here, should you see some kind of completed corrective structure, some trap traders, some short getting squeezed and stuff, this is an interesting level, because we have a significant swing high here on the 1 hour. It is likely there is significant amount of short stop loss at that, above that swing high, and we still have June low that remain a key level to me. I mean, you can see how we do break above it, but all of this can now be perceived as distribution, and we play here support, front run here, bit resistance here. I mean, yeah, so potentially that's here that will be the more comfortable to look for short. But I would want to see a bit more structure here. Yesterday I was looking for a bit more upside here. I've been able to do a few scalp long here, because short were getting aggressive at that point. But yeah, so we have also a lot of short positioning happened as we breach the low here. So it's gonna be defended, depend how they're gonna get squeezed or well defended. And we don't have to go above that high, but obviously that looked tasty at that point. A swing high like this, yeah. I really don't like the weakness candle around 17,730. That one? Weakless candle. Yeah. I mean, here the same. You have a level here above that swing high, and you have your naked POC here above that swing high. So that's interesting level. We can maybe pull. I think that's gonna be lower. And for now, we have anchor view up here. Depending where we do make a bounce, we'll have fib level. So golden pocket could be aligned with the naked POC. 50% potentially will be aligned here if we go a bit lower before seeing a retrace here. Yeah, aggressive short here that eventually win that game. Now selling is increasing, speed is also increasing. There is some capitulation here. I guess that's a late long getting capitulated in illiquidity, but that's your weakness already. You have increased a bit more increase in selling pressure, but increase in speed as well. So that's your weakness. Overall, that doesn't mean it can retrace temporarily, but overall that show weakness to me. There is a lack of beat overall. Nothing in that is, yeah. And for me, since that move down, that's a show of weakness, because yeah, we had alternative count on on that chart here. Lower time frame here. I'm shifting on the 15-minute. So I was counting as always. As I use Elliott Wave, I have context for different high time frame counts or mid time frame count, but always counting from the last significant swing, because even if it's just for an intra wave play, it can give good entry, and it did here. The count did complete really precisely here, as expected. We had expanded flat 1 2, and inside 1 2 3 4 5, where we reach the max extension here for the wave 3 of this degree, 561.8 to the ticks exactly. I say, okay, I'm still looking for further move up. We'll see if we continue overall or if we reject. But we did have a deep wave 4, 382, so good retrace for the wave 4, and 0.618 of 1 plus 3 projected from wave 4 for the wave 5. So target for the 3, for the 4, for the 5, I've been to the tick here very nicely. And that was the count, and I was looking out for this move. Now there was possibility here. I'm shifting back on the higher time frame. 4 hours should be enough. Let me delete that for now. The count that failed here. Just to highlight. So we had the possibility of having a 1 2 and the process of a bigger 3. 1 2. This could have been a wave 3 and retrace for wave 4, but as soon as we did retrace below June low, so below the 50% of wave 3, proposed wave 3, that was likely not a wave 4 anymore. And as soon as we overlap wave 1, this count got invalidated. The same way for that alternative, the slight alternative here, the other bullish count that I had, 1 2 3, the same thing. We did lose the 50%, and now we did overlap wave 1, so it is not a 1 2 3 4. Yeah, okay. So yeah, at that point I didn't know for sure if that was a wave 3 or if it was a complete move, but I had a high confidence that this was a complete 5 waves that play really nicely here. So that was enough to start to feel a bit short, or at least take significant profit on long from lower at that point. And confidence into a high time, mid time frame resistance, 4-hour order block, which is bread and butter to me. 4-hour chart is the time frame I prefer for swing trade, and the 4-hour order block as significant as this one, because this is the last consolidation before the breakdown, before the loss of support, etc. So I mean, I think I highlight this level for weeks and weeks. I was just slightly concerned it was a bit too obvious, but apparently not a big deal. And everybody was looking for it, yet it played well. Because everybody saw it. I don't know boots on that, but breakout trader, maybe Mooncard or whatever, or Martini guy bought that. But yeah. I guess and I hope nobody was buying in this move, or at least on a mid time frame. I mean, you could have done a good long here in a trade, but yeah. obviously that was not a place too long. And any mindful technical analyst would have been aware of that, right? So yeah, where I stand now, trying to count this is, again, I say it's not quite obvious. 5 minutes maybe. Because what do I have here? Okay, thank you. Well, I have an impulse here. I guess I'm not gonna zoom into more than 5 minutes. Can I do? Okay, quickly 3 minutes just to see. I didn't really check, but 1 minute. Is there something readable? One, two, three, four. Okay. Anyway, likely we have a complete impulse here. Here. That's the thing. Now we have overlapping here. So it cannot be wave 3, for example, here. I made this trend line because we had the look of an expanding diagonal here where we have an impulse move, a longer impulse, and another impulse even longer. So we had a good expanding diag. We had aggressive short in that area and loss of significant support, but also significant absorption, probably from short taking profit. So there was a possibility of having maybe an ABC, for example. That's why I tried to long 2 or 3 times here. But yeah, now that we continue down, we'll have to find another ID. We did front run the 161.8 slightly here. Even if I'm taking that one. Yeah. So what I will take from this is I have an impulse here. 1, 2, 1, 2. I have small impulse here. And another larger one here. Here could be a flat. So what can I get from that? Probably extension here, like I have a 1, 2 process. Oh, we'll make this minor, that will be enough. A smaller 1, 2 here. A smaller 1, 2. And yeah, where do we complete the move? Let me check. I'm gonna take the smaller one here. 1, 2. 261.8 here. But we have 3 move. 161.8. So it could be fine with this maybe. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We do not overlap proposed 1 with this 4. The retrace of this proposed 4 is 50%, so that's a good retrace. The target for the lower 5th is a bit extended, but yeah, 1, 1. We have 1, 1 extension of 1 plus 3, so usually it's 0.618 we look for, but in smaller time frame inside an extension, 1, 1 is okay for big wave 5. A bit like this one, that was a big wave 5. Going to the 1, 1 extension of 1 plus 3. So I could see that, which means we still have some move down before potentially completing one bigger impulse, which will be either wave A, either wave 1, depending if we are going for higher, if we are going for higher low, or if we are continuing the downtrend here, right? If we are in a corrective move. So that we can stay choppy in that range. We have a big range here. This is more deviation, but deviation of the smaller range that of that range, that value area here. We have value area low, high. So this is a deviation of this tighter range, but overall, this is the high of the range, so it's still just a bigger range here. So we can stay in this band for quite some time still. We can be aware of the probability that we are in a 1-2, so we could see acceleration anytime and capitulation anytime breaking the low. That's true. We are overall in a bearish environment, in a bearish market structure, in a downtrend, so it can happen, but on the mid-time frame, we are in a range, so we can remain in a range for still some time as well. And that's gonna be my bias. That means that I can still be looking for long at meaningful place, meaningful support. We have a POC, value are low, daily levels. I don't have every levels here, but yeah, you know, it's still sensible to be looking for long into the range. Here it seems to be a bit early now. I had a look here that failed, so now I'm just gonna wait for better signs. But POC here we have liquidity below these lows. We may have a golden pocket as well. Or 50. What is it? Well, golden pocket aligning with POC, forward blocks. Yeah, you know, between 16,500, 16,400 might be a place to be looking for long. Should we have a completed count? The lower time frame, at least for me, you do whatever you want, but yeah, I would want to be able to finish something here. And you know, ideally, I want to finish the count from up here. Now, I'm suggesting one count here. We can do more, of course. This could be another 1-2, you know, maybe this 3 is not finished and gonna extend more, so we could extend more, especially if we are more bearish. But at the same time, yeah, no, that's it. What did I want to say? Yeah. Let me check, because I started this, didn't really finish. 1-2 here. 3, 4, 1, 4. Okay. So yeah, that can be a wave 3 finished or about to. So, and we have a POC of what? Oh yeah, okay, of that range. So yeah, there's support here. You know, maybe take your forward block and that low here just slightly below. So the same principle that this one and this low we have on the lower time frame here. You know, here's a good place. You have a POC, you have significant low, you have a forward block. On the lower time frame, that's the same thing I'm looking at here. So good potential for a liquidity bounce here, I guess. Now this is still weak, so yeah, be careful. At 4, 5, which would be potentially just 3 of that time frame, 4, 5, and etc. Is that fib level updated? I'm not sure. Let me delete that and sync that one. Yeah, okay, here we go. That's good. Fair value gap got filled here. So yeah, okay, this is not needed anymore. Okay. Sorry, all my shots are not cleaned. Yeah. But yeah, I'm proposing one count here that doesn't have to be the one, you know. I have to see. The better way for me to have more confidence is larger corrective move, just like this, like we have here. The longer, bigger corrective count, and the more confidence you can have about wave 4, and then you see, depending what target you have at the low and how much it retraces from where, which degree can it be. That's what I did here. Here I see that I'm almost to the 161.8, and this retrace is perfectly 50% of the proposed wave 3. So that's a good candidate for wave 4 of that degree. That doesn't mean that absolutely the case, but the more confident, the better. And so if that's the same here, if we do retrace perfectly to a fib level of this proposed wave 3, so to a 382 or 50%, and get perfectly rejected, that will be good to give extra confident that it is likely a wave 4 of that degree when your fib level is precisely tagged. Let me re-explain this maybe. Just quickly, wave 2 here. Here we go. Wave 5. No. Wave 4. Wave 4 log. Yeah, so should we see a bounce and a rejection, then I will pull my fib from the low, and I see at which swing high does that tag the good level. 382, for example, here. That's a good candidate for that degree. Or from that swing here. You know, that's how I will do it. But yeah, I need to let this play a bit more, see a longer correction. Here is clearly not enough. Well, not enough. Not enough to have confidence. This is a wave 4, for example, here. We want to see more. Let me check the comment a bit. Hey, JMOP, what's the projection? Well, I guess it is here. 8 it, but I think we just jumped down without getting any meaningful retrace to short. That's surely a possibility. You know? Now with small move like this, because here I'm on a 15-minute, usually we have at least one consolidation retrace. Doesn't have to be high, because you know, let's say just for the sake of the example, that we completed somehow an impulse here. In theory, 236 is enough for a retrace for wave 2 here, and it could dump without meaningful retrace in a very bearish environment, as we did several times, like here, for example, like at first here, didn't have any retrace. Ultimately, at some point, several weeks, months later, we did retrace that move. But sometimes, yeah, we don't. Here as well, we have a nice retrace here, but yeah, 1, 2, really small retrace as we go dump, until we do eventually retrace that move. Nice level. It takes time, so yeah. It could play the same. We could keep dumping, and do something like this, you know, and finish an impulse well over here, and after going for 2, people looking still at a bullish market structure, high, low, higher, low, getting the bullish feeling as you build a bearish looking chart that go to a breakout, and at that point you have a better trap, better bull trap here. No, but yeah, I would not necessarily be too much bearish now. It depends also, you know, the news, the fundamentals event. I'm not sure exactly what is happening with Binance, but you know, Binance is in bigger trouble that CZ is stating, and the thing getting worse. Well, of course, things can capitulate pretty quickly, or have something like this, you know, a big quick short squeeze followed by an immediate collapse. What I'm saying this is just because, yeah, it's not a place where you want to market short with high leverage here in the downtrend. Being hedged here, it's very fine. It's on a 1x, have your validation here, or just selling spot, you know. It's pretty fine at that point. But going in a leverage here, you could see a quick squeeze. Right. Maybe it VWAP and dump. Yeah, I mean, many things are possible. Many things. Ideally, yeah, I want to see some kind of corrective structure. That's it. And for me, yeah, I like this. Yeah, 17,500, and obviously naked POC. I would be willing to let limit sales here with an invalidation here. You know, in case you get a quick squeeze. 3% invalidation, I can work with my risk management with that. Yeah, I would be able to do that. I would be willing to do that. Or even maybe, you know, have limit order spread in this area with my risk management, because there is no certainty, and for all we know, I could be wrong here, and maybe we go for a higher high. No, maybe this is an ABC, and maybe we have like a 1-2 and a 1-2, and we're going still up. I don't have that feeling. I feel that high is very strong at the moment, but you know, even if I have this feeling, and that allow me to be willing to like limit short at that area, still need to have good risk management and know where is my invalidation, my stop, obviously. Not financial advice, by the way. Just warning now. Hello, Queenie. I will watch later from the beginning. In the meantime, what do you think about Monero? Has been very strong, thanks. Yeah, didn't really watch much altcoins lately. I had my highs on ADA. Overall, you know, ADA, Cardano are things I am more confident about. Monero, that said, Monero, I was more into take profit mode here than anything else. Still didn't quite reach it. On the BTC pair here. Okay, good. Been looking at this structure here. Desk is too small. Okay. So ideally, I would still want to see this high get taken, but potentially we have an ABC here, or in a bullish structure, a 1-2 and another 1-2 here. But I have take profits here on the BTC pair. I'm trading again BTC from Monero mostly. That say, let me take a look on the USD pair quickly. Yeah, it's also stronger than the USD pair. Well, in case of a collapse, you know, that just personal opinion is that Monero is more inclined to hold its value overall, or lost less value overall especially in the current circumstances where, you know, it's a good asset. It has real value. It is strong. It is being used now. It's not necessarily being used. What I mean, it is also being used for some shady stuff, you know, of course. But that's because it's a privacy-focused cryptocurrency. And most likely one of the most, and the older one. So I guess it is one that is the most used on deep web or stuff like this. So yeah, overall, I guess people are willing to hold Monero as much as they are willing to hold Bitcoin. Even if it go down, it is a bit less likely to lose almost all its value like other shitcoins. Anyway, yeah, and locally, yeah, you know, could be an ABC. For now, we are still making a higher low. We have a good, yeah, we don't have so much of a strong jump here. This could be leading as well. It's, yeah, but if Bitcoin collapses, it's likely that it's still gonna collapse. I mean, likely. There's always an asset that's gonna be the exit liquidity. You know, when everything dump, some big player gonna exit in one asset, making it going the opposite trend. So it can go. It could be Monero in that occurrence. Yeah, that's still a risk. And Cardano, I think it made a new low. Yeah, it's not looking great so far. Yeah, it's so weak. Yeah, it's weak. I was starting to feel a bit more bullishness here, but still wanted to see that POC reclaim. Nah, that doesn't look great. Still willing to, also for this asset, got a long view. I'm willing to slowly increase position in that. Just like Bitcoin, I'm willing to start layering down in spot, starting at 90k Monero. I'm willing to start buying back some Monero as we go down and stake it, but with money that I'm willing to not touch for 5 years or 10 years maybe. Worst case, you know. On our view, DXY, another change. I'm still looking for this to be potentially reversal now, extending lows a bit more. How do we count this? I don't know, could be 5 here. Overall, the area below the liquidity here, swing low here, still in the pink monthly order block here. Still looking for this to potentially reverse, at least temporarily, depending if it is an ABC or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that's the case, that's gonna be more bearish for DXY. At that point, it could be a C and it could go for higher highs. Confluence with Euro USD because it is a bigger counterparty, or to DXY. We are at the monthly order block, previous support here, and a monthly order block that was built prior to the breakdown or on the breakdown. That's where we are. Don't need this slide anymore. I have also potential count here. You know, 1, 2, 3. I had this as a potential before. Now I had to say the move is a bit stronger than what I would have expected. But so the same way for the XY. Could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will mean another move. Doesn't validate the idea that it could be a wave 4, but it could last longer. Or it could be a full reversal, 1, 2, and go. I can also see an ABC here. Overall, that seems to be a good place to reverse. Yeah, could be Could be another count as well. Just the one I have at the moment. And this retrace is, this move is big enough to know that likely this is finished. This is a complete move. It could be that all of this is finished already, but yeah, this is so big that it's likely not a wave 4 of that degree, for example. Way too big, but of that degree maybe. Going for a shift still. You know, so if euro go down and DXY go up, stock likely going down, Bitcoin likely going down, etc. And stocks, I think, are pretty bearish as well. Yeah, bull trap above trend line. We do have one extension of this. 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So potential flat as well here, completed flat. So it could be bearish. At least we have a pretty significant move down. I don't know what happened with the volume here. If you need the body, no. I guess there's some glitch somewhere that says this seems to be more impulsive than anything else. Could it be an ABC? Expanded flat? Maybe. But yeah. We have a change of market structure with took liquidity above here. So far it's looking rather weak. High time frame level, yeah. And yeah, we tag a monthly level as well. Yeah, not great. Right. A lot. But the long term on the forward market structure still intact. Sorry, I lost the track here. Okay. Jerome was asking on the forward chart, we still have an intact market structure. That's true. That's true. I mean, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. I mean, it's possible. I am not denying this. Not looking great to me, but you know, if you start to reclaim June low and it is not just a quick squeeze and we start building a trend again, it's not impossible, but I don't really have a good feeling at the moment. This is such a good level, very high volume now. If that's happened, you know, I'll see how I work on the chart and I will see where I can enter higher. But you know, until this is reclaimed, we're in a bearish market structure with tight resistance. We have confidence. Like rule is to at least continue the range or continue the trend. It is what is the most likely at the moment. Should the higher time frame structure change? Should we reclaim this? At that point, things start to look more bullish and we can open the door to 30k, but until it reclaim it is that area. Sorry. I'm taking the weekly order block from that. Why it is not visible on my weekly chart here. Wait a minute, what is this? Yeah, no, it should be here. No, until no, that's what I said. We have potential for bullishness here. That's why I was still looking for long here, as long as it was meaningful. But always been the same thing until 19,400, 18,200 range is reclaimed. Things are bearish. That's why we still open to look for long and take profit along the way, especially at resistance like this. But being open to be long here in case it does get reclaimed, so you're already positioned and you know now you can let it run, eventually compound or whatever. But yeah, now we just retested previous support as resistance, so yeah, but buyers should remain pretty much down in my opinion until proven otherwise. I guess that's pretty much that weekly candle on S&P. You know, that doesn't look bullish at all. See how it closed, but doesn't feel like we were gonna change this back. How is this going? Not great. Oh, and 17k. Hello, 17k. Yeah, 17k. That's position level of Paolo. Talked about that. Okay. So potentially all of this as distribution as we lose 17k. 17k key level from conspiracy level. That's it. Still rather green on magic spread, but now we have a bit of red at the intermediary top here, a bit of red here, a bit of red. Tether is gray, and open interest have been closing all the way up here, mostly on Bitfinex. So increase at the low, trying to make a temporary low and let price rise and closing it. Take profit. Yeah. Looking for liquidity and closing when finding it. You can see here. Hello, Asta. I was too late. Yeah, sorry, I didn't run early enough, but so yeah, I'm on a trip. I'm at my parents' for a week or two for Christmas, and there's a lot of people coming later, and there will be a lot of noise and stuff, and I have good trouble finding a quiet desk, and I know this afternoon gonna be even more difficult, so I said, okay, I'm gonna go live now, and next week I should have a desk, and I will be able to do as usual, at least until well, Christmas is on the weekend, so it's fine. Yeah, I think I covered pretty much everything I wanted to cover. The count. Oh yeah, I didn't went for the mid-time frame count here. Reminder, flat. So flat, still potential valid count until invalidation. We are bearish, so not necessarily what we want to look at here now because of this show of weakness so far, but ABC still valid. We did not go in high enough to do, but if we are finishing one and going for two and continuing here, still a valid option, as long as we don't make a low here. Bear impulse, well, we have this 1 2 1 2 1 2 or 1 2 1 2, but we retrace 50% of that move down. We have a valid corrective count or here. So potentially this is a 1 2 and we're going down. Less bearish, ending diagonal, still valid. So in theory we did overlap here and here. So you know, ending diagonal here is just a proposition way too early still to have any confidence in it at the moment. But should we make a lower low and still find equilibrium in that range and see that tightening price action into which that give us more credit, but we have to let it play to give it really more credit. That said, a sweep of the low if there is still absorption, there's still a potential long. Should that happen? Ideally, you want to be able to count either ABC or 5 down here. Or rather ABC, in fact, because this is rather ABC. As we have overlap here and here, in theory, that could be 1, 2, 3, 4, but that doesn't really work, because if I'm taking this as a wave 1, well, then it is not really a wedge anymore, it's more channel. So that's why I'm just saying it here. Now you can try, look, see if you can find another count with an ending. It's possible. In fact, on the higher time frame. Which one was it? Here, I think I had it ending here on a daily, maybe. You know, 3 day. Okay. You know, it's we don't really have acceleration so far, so as long as it's contracting, it could be here a larger diagonal. As an ABC for 1 or ABC 1 to ABC 3. I would have preferred to reach the trend line here to make this a 4, but you know, we did overlap here, so it is valid potentially. At the end of the day, yeah, I mean, we'll see, you know, if price action continue to contract here, making lower low, but without capitulation, and you see it contract, and at some point change market structure, and we still have lower time frame bullish building, you know, we can start to position at that point for expansion. But that's the idea to keep in mind, not necessarily to trade trigger, and it's really not on limits. Today, 7 trillions of option expire, if I heard it right. 7 trillions? What? On what market? Should check what the bets were. I'm still new to option market. Achieve that. If you're talking about Bitcoin, I guess it's not 7 trillion, maybe 7 billion. Great. And pause all work with crypto clients included crypto.com and Qcon companies. Wow, doesn't sound count. No, that was fine. On the 22. Anyway, yeah, we'll get to ask to somebody else about that, because if I see an interesting analysis, I will share it. I'm not going to just to do that live. Yeah. Item from count. Do I have a bearish here? Bearish count here. A bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still. Yeah, the thing here is still to be able to count something from here to here to the hand. So all I can see is the ending diagonal, or very bearish impulse that can see acceleration, if that's the case. In fact, we can project here just from that one. Yeah, here we go. Target for always 3 of that degree. will be easily 10k here. Should we see acceleration at some point? Just a target of this to this, and count 5 here, from here to here. Should be able to count 5 here, and be able to count 5s with 1 hour to 4 hour, or even daily bull div between the 3 and the 4. It should be readable here. At some point, you will have some kind of wave 3 that just goes straight down, and you wait for consolidation bounce and the next sweep of your after your capitulation. That's where you count 5s on the lower time frame, and you have your good candidate, especially if you have confluence with such a level, for example. But we have time to talk about this anyway. It's not gonna all happen in a weekend, so we have time. Okay, yeah, perfect. I think that's time to lunch now. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Yeah, I mean, I just Binance thinks is yeah, that's not great. There's no need to be overly careful, you know. It's I don't really know what to tell more. I said anyway. There is risk, uncertainty, and people are getting stressful. So pulling money from plays they feel are risky, and there's a lot more people trying to find what has been lacking due diligence. We have been allowing too much. Industry have been allowing too much. Yeah, that's it. We let so many companies do stuff without proof. So there's surely risk. And I said Binance remain an offshore exchange. You better want not it to fail, because if Binance go down, that's open a door for several years before market could eventually recover from this. In my opinion, it will wipe out a lot of altcoins, and it's going to be very difficult. Yeah. Now there is real concern. Now I can't like Bitfinex here do highlight some good concern about Bitfinex, Tether, Binance, etc. That said, it does a lot of misleading text as well, and it has been fueling FUD for years and years. I'd always take what it say with just a caution and really read what it say, because it does mislead a lot. But yeah, there is consent, so we are not protected from anything. If you're a Bitcoin holder, all your Bitcoin in your own wallet. And yeah, favor to have traded found on regulated exchanges like Coinbase, Kraken, Coinhouse. Bybit seems fine so far, but yeah, you know, don't put too much things at risk, of course. And you can follow as well what happened with Silverbank, I think it is. And yeah, study, do what you want, but don't get too scared. You shouldn't be. You should just follow the risk you're able to take, right? Yeah, and Jay keeping 50% of its fund on its own wallet, and that's probably the best things to do. So I say, yeah, Coinbase or Kraken are feeling better because they are more regulated and they have been giving more proof of the seriousness. Now they use apparently the same bank, at least for some part of the business, than most of the crypto exchanges, which is Silverbank. If there is any problem with Silverbank, that could be extremely bad for the whole ecosystem. Anyway, that's enough fun for the day. Check the charts and yeah, that's it. Thanks everybody for joining. Don't forget to leave a like, to subscribe, hit the notification bell, etc. Appreciate it. And yeah, take care. Also, don't forget to take a break from charts. Spend time with family and friends. And I see you all soon. Thanks again. Have a nice day. Trade safe and see you soon. Bye.